This is getting ridiculous. What the f***? What is SDX Max? Just hire somebody to do this, guys. They're so sharp. Oh, the incline creeper. Very cool. Check it out. Woo! Super comfy. It's coming together, guys. It's 100 degrees in the garage right now, so we're going slow and steady today. I win. It's like a treasure chest.
I need a crowbar. More boxes. Oh, these things are stout, bro.
Look at that. Dang, that's a lot more girth.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd be this solid.
First, we gotta see where we're gonna put the holes in the concrete floor, and this is deep enough. We checked, but it has to be. I think they recommend 4 inches, which is always plenty. Don't let anybody tell you different. And then we're gonna drill holes, put anchors in, and then set these up. Then from there, you set up the hoses and all that stuff. So you guys are the posts?
Yeah. We go like this? Hold on, we go like this?
Put your arms out. Want to see how heavy this is? Can I lift it from here? I don't know about lighter. Up next, we put the wheels on the bottom of the MaxJax. That way we were able to wheel these out of the pallet. These things are super heavy. Almost smashed Emmanuel's fingers right there. So we had to be extra careful trying to get these out. Once we got them out, we pulled out the post that lifts the MaxJax, and we removed the snipple so we could install the hydraulic portion of the lift.
So it wants us to use this liquid sealant. But you put a little bit on and then rub it around with your finger. Like this.
You got that thing rolled down?
And then just make sure it's fully satisfied.
Alright, Emmanuel made these little hydraulic elbows. Quick release? What are they?
Yeah, so it's a quick disconnect. I'm pretty sure it's, I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go on like this, where this is angled up. And this is where the hydraulic hoses are going to come from the pump to raise and lower this thing. Because it's supposed to go through this hole right here, and with the quick disconnect, it doesn't. I mean, it might. Maybe if we take this cover off, it will. Hold on, let's see if we can, if we got lucky. Sure did. Never mind. But technically, you're supposed to install this after you do the, after you put the cylinder back in and then thread it through there. So
The quick disconnect part's the part with the red, right?
yeah, this end piece right.
Chunky part?
Yeah, chunky part.
So right now we're putting the things he just made onto where they go on the hydraulic lift.
Yeah, and then the angle that it wants is that this 45 is in line with the actual cylinder. So. Nice. Oh. Well, you should have listened.
The instructions do say to not add the quick disconnect portion until you've installed the post, so we did not follow that. However, after removing the quick disconnect, we were able to get the post through to the other side. So that's why you can't put on the quick disconnect, because it has to come out the other side.
Yep. You got to get your hawk to a moment, William.
I gotta see what I could do. I might follow Sketch's route.
It works, dude.
Worked for him, right?
Yeah, worked out.
Just gotta do your time, you know? Alright, this is what the arms look like. Pretty cool. There you go.
That goes there. And this one
There's one on each side, and that spring is what pushes that.
Yep. We'll figure it out, but that's how it's supposed to go. And then this little
There's a lock ring.
Yep. Oh, I need a hammer for this.
What's that?
This is a hydraulic. You'll fill it up with hydraulic fluid, and then it will pump through the lines, and then each one with the cylinders.
Yeah, they can't hear shit.
Go back over there and ask him.
Yeah, I hit it. Is it done?
Go back over there and ask him again.
No.
I was waiting until he was talking. I was like, ting, ting.
What Emmanuel's doing.
Struggling.
What Emmanuel's struggling to do is he's getting the jack in the spot where we think we want it. And then we're going to be using a hammer drill carbide bit to plow into this bad boy right here after we mark some holes. All right, guys, we're going to Home Depot because we need to pick up some stuff to drill and to mark where we're drilling.
84?
Yeah, that's just strong enough, right?
Yeah, 5/8 hammer drill.
How's it feel? Feel good?
Feels
Pew pew?
a little. The balance is pretty good.
All right, guys, we are about ready to drill. We line these posts up. He is marking around the post just in case they move, but we're gonna start drilling. Let's get him this drill bit.
And where's the little sheet?
Show him what you're working with. I could probably eyeball 3. I could probably eyeball 3. Oh, cushion pad. So we just drilled one where there wasn't any rebar and it was way easier. Like, this is the size of the bolt. Goes right in. And then, for example, this is hitting rebar. And this one is too. But when there's no rebar, it's not that hard. When there is rebar, it's very hard. We realized we not only had the wrong bit for that drill, we realized that drill was a piece of crap. So we went back to Home Depot, grabbed a much stronger, much better drill, twice the price, but cut the work in half, and you can see this thing has a much easier time drilling until it hits the rebar. Then it doesn't really matter. We just had the wrong bit, so we got stuck here drilling through this rebar probably for a few hours. I want to say these 2 holes took us, and then we actually had to end up giving up on those 2 holes and then just finish drilling out the rest of the holes that didn't have rebar. That is rebar, but we're not making any progress. It's just drilling a nice little donut. Yeah, there's no progress with that. We have to get a different bit. So we are back at Home Depot because we need one of these things. Rebar cutter. This is the moment of truth, guys. At this point, I've been drilling for hours with the wrong bit, trying to get through the rebar, and this bit was meant for rebar, so if this didn't work, I was not sure what I was gonna do. And luckily, it was able to cut through that rebar, and I just switched back and forth between bits for the concrete versus the rebar, slowly making progress. Right there, boom. So below that is concrete, we made it. Well, we gotta get rid of all of it. And all they had was a 3/4 inch bit, and we need a 7/8, but we're just making it work. All right, guys, on to the last hole. Get rid of this rebar. This new bit made a really big difference. I'm cutting through this rebar way faster than before. All right, guys, I just finished drilling all the holes. The rebar is a very, very, very big pain in the butt. The next step is to install the anchors. You have to make it like this. You Leave some space at the bottom of the nut. It tells you an exact measurement to put this at, so in the instructions it'll say, but basically you hammer this down. So what we're doing right now is we're pulling the bolt up by tightening the sleeve down, or the nut down. Like this?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So what happened was we went to tighten it down. We thought it was the home stretch. We thought we were finishing up this install, and the anchors failed. 3 of the 5 anchors failed, right? The problem with that is normally when an anchor fails, you can hammer it through to the other side if you drilled all the way through. I didn't drill all the way through. So we had to literally drill through the anchors because we couldn't get them up. I tried to get them up. We used different pipes and impact guns and wrenches, and all it ended up doing was messing up the threads on the bolt, or messing up the bolt or bending things. So we had to drill through these anchors. Once we drilled through the anchor, we drilled through to the other side, and then we redid the holes. We made them a little bigger so we could fill them with epoxy. So mind you, this is like hours of work at this point. Days. This is different days that we've been making this video. So we fill the epoxy, and it should go just like the other side. It should just be just as smooth, right? These anchors, this is the epoxy, right? So the epoxy opens up around the anchor and it cures, and then it's done. So we had to do these 3 holes right here. The problem was this hole did not set. It's still spun. So once again, I had to knock the anchor through. After we realized all that, we also realized they sent us different anchors. MaxJax, or whatever the company is, sent different anchors than the previous anchors. So these bolts, I'll show you right now. There you go. You can see they're completely different threads. So we had to go buy bolts. Initially, I got one of the bolts stuck and messed up the threads on one of the anchors because it was a different bolt, and I just didn't know that. They didn't say that. But yeah, man, it's just been nonstop. I've done like 10 trips to Home Depot. So my top tip is drill all the way through the cement when you drill your holes for your anchors. My other tip is if your anchors fail and they spin, get a bigger bit. It's worth it. It's worth the extra $50, $60 to drill a bigger hole, because that way they don't fail and spin again. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I told you guys everything that's happened, but that's the majority of where we're at right now. It's been, like, you know that scene in Titanic where she's like, it's been 84 years. That's what it feels like right now.
It's been 84 years.
Feels like we've been at this forever. We've spent so much money, and there's been no mechanical work done to a car. We haven't gotten to work on a single car. So yeah, that's enough chit chat. That's enough trying to explain everything. Let's get started on finishing this project. So I'm gonna hammer this down a little more. Okay, a little bit. This is getting ridiculous. What the fuck? What is SDX Max? See the problem? This bit's not the right bit. Just hire somebody to do this, guys. Yeah, look at that. Right here. So this is the anchor. See that little space around it? Go all the way in, all the way out. It lets the epoxy like come up around it, you know what I mean? How smooth that is. How you doing? And the epoxy we're gonna use is this anchoring epoxy. See how there's no floor, it's just dirt down there. The epoxy doesn't have anywhere to sit, so I'm just gonna grab some rocks. Honestly, I'm a little nervous. Really want this to work. Ooh, there she go. All right, I'm gonna fill this hole. Okay. We have let this epoxy cure. We've been patient. Finally, we torqued this thing down. The anchor seems to be holding. Now, all we could do was bolt down these MaxJax, load a car on this thing, and see if all of our hard work, all of our trips to Home Depot would pay off. I am so ready to start working on a car. I'm excited still, but crossing my fingers that we did everything right this time. All right, guys, it is the next day and we let the MaxJax sit overnight. So I'm gonna give you guys the big reveal on whether or not the anchor's held, whether or not it moved at all. So you guys ready for the big reveal? Guess what I'm under right now? Oh, obviously the answer is yes, it held. It did not shift at all. The level on the side of the MaxJax, we have it over there. The bubble did not move at all. So it's finally done, guys. The MaxJax is installed. I'll give you guys a little show around. The Evo has really fat side skirts. So we actually had to use wood blocks to give it a little more clearance from these yellow arms. But this is the hydraulic pump for the MaxJax, and basically this button makes it go up. So if you watch, it's going up right now. And then this button right here makes it drop. So it just dropped and now it's sitting on, now it's locked. So if you want to unlock it, you lift these up. Here's a little diagram. But yeah, it's done. I mean, it feels like it took a really, really long time, but it is so worth it. Look how cool this looks. Look at that. That might be the thumbnail. That is so cool. Yeah, I can't wait to start working on it. This means there's obviously gonna be a lot more content, more videos coming, so definitely subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. Evo heavy, baby.